A particle is launched with initial velocity of 16 meters per second at an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal. Find A, the maximum height reached, B, the time of flight, C, the range, and D, the equation of its path. Now, to help us do this, I've got this GeoGebra applet here. Initially, you will need to change theta to being 60 degrees, which is there. Now, if we start the applet off, then what we see is a particle moving along there, and obviously then gravity will take over it, move down. So if we just reset that for a minute, if we click in here, we will get the initial velocity in the horizontal direction and the initial velocity in the vertical direction. This one always stays as a constant. This one will change because of gravity. Okay, but you'll notice that both of them are now in line with the initial velocity u, which is represented by this one here. If I just move that there, you can see that there. Okay, it's the initial velocity here. Okay, so what we're going to calculate in this question, we're going to calculate the maximum height, the time it takes to go from there to there, and the range, and also the equation of this path in terms of x. Now, if we start this off now, what we see is this stays as a constant. This gets smaller because gravity is taking over, and then gravity will eventually make it go downwards. So if we just reset that and now add in a displacement vector, so the displacement vector we call r. If we start that, okay, you'll see the orange vector here. So this is r at any particular point. Let's just stop it here. Okay, so this will give me the position vector at any point here. Now, these are the initial components of the initial velocity. So if you use v is equal to u plus at, there's no acceleration in the horizontal position, so this becomes u cos theta, the same as the initial velocity. But this one becomes u sine theta minus gt, the acceleration being g, and also g acting downwards, so therefore it's minus. And then this one comes from s is equal to ut plus a half at squared. So there's no acceleration, so we'll just get ut cos theta for the x distance, and this we get ut sine theta minus a half g, which is a t squared. Right, so in order to find the maximum height, which is going to be about there, you'll see that the velocity in this direction is 0. All we're going to have is a horizontal velocity. So, taking my table here, so the note that cos 60 is equal to a half, and that sine 60 is equal to root 3 over 2. So the initial component of velocity, so the initial will be 16 cos 60, 16 sine 60, so cos 60 is a half, so that will be 8, and then cos sine 60 is root 3 over 2, so that becomes 8 root 3. The velocity components, this one will still be 16 cos 60, but this one will be 16 sine 60 minus gt, so that will be 8 and 8 root 3 minus gt. The position vectors are going to be 16t cos theta for this one, and for this one 16t sine 60 minus a half gt squared. Right, so we need to find, simplifying that, they will become 8t, because that's a half times 16, and then 8 root 3t minus a half gt squared. So we're going to be using these equations. So the maximum height reached when the vertical velocity will be equal to 0. So if we just go back to this for a minute, here we have no velocity acting downwards. So that will become when this one here, 8 root 3 minus gt is equal to 0. If we find that, that will be 8 root 3 is equal to gt. Therefore, t will be 8 root 3 over g seconds. We want to actually find the vertical height. So in order to find the vertical height, we'll have to substitute it into the y component of r, which is 8 root 3t minus a half gt squared. So substituting in 8 root 3 times 8 root 3 over g, minus a half g 8 root 3 g squared. Now g is 9.8. And then so working that on a calculator, we get approximately 9.80 meters rounded off. Okay, to the time of flight occurs when y is equal to 0. So if we move this on here, the actual time of flight will occur when the vertical displacement is actually 0. You can see it's approximately equal to 0. It's just been rounded off a little bit here. Okay, so when the vertical displacement is 0 will give me the time of flight. So we need to put 8 root 3t minus a half gt squared is equal to 0. So it's that one, putting it equal to 0 and solve it. So we get t, common factor, 8 root 3 minus a half gt is equal to 0. So either t is equal to 0. So when t is equal to 0, the particle is in its initial position, which is there. Or the one that we're interested in is that 8 root 3 minus a half gt is equal to 0. So solving that, we get 8 root 3 is equal to a half gt. T will be 16 root 3 over g, or approximately 2.63 seconds. Right, we need to now find the horizontal distance travelled, which is the range. So we'll just go back to the diagram a minute. So the range is this distance here. Okay, so that will happen when that time is equal to that. So going back to this, we're going to get that x is equal to ut cos theta, which is the horizontal distance travelled at any point. So that'll be 16 times my time, 16 root 3 over g times a half. So r will be 128, so that's 16 times 16 divided by 2, which gives me 128 root 3, okay, and over g, and that is approximately equal to 22.6 meters. Now the final point is to find the equation of the path. So if we take the displacement component, so this is the horizontal component, which is 8t, this is the vertical component, which is 8 root 3t minus a half gt squared. We'll call this one equation 1, this one equation 2. From 1, we can say that t is equal to x over 8, and what we do is we substitute x over 8 into this. So we're going to substitute into 2, we're going to get that y is 8 root 3 x over 8 minus a half g x over 8 all squared. So the 8's will cancel, so we get root 3x minus a g. Now 8 squared is 64 times 2 gives you 128x squared over 128, or approximately that will be equal to 1.73x minus 0.0766x squared, which is probably what we would expect, because we would expect this to be a quadratic equation with no constant, because it starts at 0, 0. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to find the maximum height, the time of flight, the horizontal distance travel, and the equation of motion of a particle being thrown at 60 degrees to the horizontal with initial velocity 16 meters per second. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.